And, the next thing I read about him is like, he had passed away. And that's a drag.
One of those things that just showed up on a feed. I was just like, wow, like he's young.
Right. Yeah, he's like our age.
Yeah.
And he does a drop dead, hilarious Burt Reynolds impression. And that got him on a stint on that My Name is Earl. That is one of the funniest episodes that he appears on as Burt Reynolds' son, because they had Burt Reynolds on the previous season as a character, and he plays that guy's son. But he's just, I fell out of my seat laughing. That's how hysterical he was. Him, doing his impersonation of Burt Reynolds. I'm still just thinking about it now. It cracks me up.
Judge Ito will not allow the remaining members of the family to come in because it will only remind OJ of how much killing he still has to do.
That's the line that got him apparently, or what they saying. That's
I don't know. Was that the line?
I don't know.
It's just
right. Wasn't the thing? It was like I read. It was like an executive at NBC was like friendly with OJ or something like that. It's like, okay, enough with the OJ.
You gotta go.
Yeah, maybe it was Dick Ebersol or something.
There's a David Letterman episode with Norm Macdonald because I saw it just recently. And it's he gets fired and he comes on Letterman and Letterman's like, hey, Norm, and da-da-da-da, the anchor of Saturday Night Live. And Norm it's like, I got fired today. And he's just like, you got what? And he goes through, the whole spiel about getting fired. Yeah. And, is it Don Obermeyer? Is that his name?
Oberman? Is it Oberman?
Oberman.
Yeah.
Right. It's some, and he's just like, well, who's that guy? He's just like, well, he's some guy that, that I never paid attention to when he was hanging out in the hall, but apparently he can fire you. And he's just like, what about Lauren? What does Lauren have to say about it? And he's just like, it's his show and da-da-da. He's like, no, Lauren's great. Lauren likes me and stuff. Well, then you got your job back. Well, then, all right, congratulations. You got your job back. No problem. Well, no, that's not exactly what's going on. And then David Letterman starts taking this guy apart. He's like, I know that guy. And David Letterman's on, come to CBS. We'll hook you up with the show. And he's like, I know that guy you're talking about. And really, it's great. It's great stuff. Those two guys seem to really like each other a lot.
Yeah. Anyway. They're definitely of similar tastes, like little button pushers.
Yeah.
Well, who else? Did we lose anybody else just to, get rid of this dead thread?
I'm sure there were a few. Those were the two most notable.
There was I remember Sweet Connie. Oh, Don Everly, right?
Yes, you're right. Yep.
That is a big one.
And then I guess I remember hearing a bit him and the two of them had a falling out. Do you know anything about that?
Oh yeah, they famously broke up on stage.
Let's hear that. Whatever you can tell about.
I don't know if there's any footage of it, but I thought literally he hit his brother with a guitar. It was like
he El Kabonged him.
I don't know. That's how it's been described. I don't know if it was like being broken over his head or if he just jammed it into his ribs.
That's how I'm gonna take it as. I'm gonna go with the El Kabong. They had it out with the.
Chris, you better not. That's
the story I'm going with.
Mark Hanna-Barbera.
You're one of the 4 in which that will happen to. It's a small group that he's going to hit, and you're on the short list.
He was in a truly because I just don't know enough about the Everly Brothers' personal life to have been that kind of invested in them and stuff like that. But unbelievable, singers, oh yeah, and that's another YouTube trip. Go on that trip. And just listen to those guys harmonize. It's unbelievable. They're fabulous.
Yeah, no, I think they had the basic, one brother was the liberal, one brother was the conservative, and they
is that right? Is that
each other and they got and they could fight only like brothers could fight, and and then to throw in money and fame, and then you got
You got your, Black Crowes brothers. You got your Oasis brothers.
Ray and Dave Davis. And
When's their last hit, John? Do you know?
Into the mid 60s. Like they were actually another one that show up in Pete Townsend's book about they were on like Cadence Records. That's all the hits you probably know. And then they moved over. They were one of the first acts signed to Warner Brothers Records, like 60, 61 at the latest. And they had Kathy's Clown there, and then they remained pretty big in the UK while they stopped having hits here. And there's like an album from like 60.
When does Bye Bye Love come out? When does Wake Up Little Susie come out? Are those Elvis like 57-ish?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like 50
Sun records, right? They're on Sun.
They are literally right. John and Paul are buying Elvis records, Elvis Presley records, Gene Vincent records. These are competing with each other. Chuck Berry, like they're all right there. Buddy Holly, Hang
on, I want to bring up real quick before I forget again, is that I've been, since I don't know what episode we were talking about Lend Me Your Comb, Wake Up Little Susie to me seems like that is definitely influenced by Lend Me Your Comb. The storyline, but also that guitar, there's that guitar riff of the dun, 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 dun. And the whole idea of Wake Up Little Susie. Don't you guys see that relationship at all in that song? Lend Me Your Comb. He's but also
I hear what you're saying.
But also the lyrics.
So what came first, Tony? I don't know.
That's what I thought it would. I thought it would be Lend Me Your Comb, and that influenced these guys to do this. But we got
Perkins' Lend Me Your Comb is I went to the Google machine, 1957. Okay. And
I'm on there.
I want to say Wake Up Little Susie might be 56.
I think
I wouldn't doubt that.
Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. One influences the 58. Other. I don't know.
58. But I wonder what So the other question would be, what's the other song that influenced them both?
Yeah, there you go.
What's interesting is, but I also see a Wake Up Little Susie 1957 too. I don't know which one's correct. Yeah. So
these are, those two songs are definitely penned by those respective groups that are known. There isn't a Brill building guy.
Who does that one?
Carl Perkins. That's
Carl Perkins is who the Beatles are doing their cover of it. They're aping Carl Perkins. Okay. Wake Up Little Susie is clearly the hit.
September 2nd, 1957, it came out. It was recorded August 16th. How about that?
Oh, look at that. Nice.
Now,
did we get a date on the Lend Me Your Comb?
Probably not quite as well documented, but Lend Me.
There's little George Harrison riffs all through that song too. Wake Up Little Susie.
Yeah.
Wake up, little Susie, wake up. The riff, and then when they start singing, there's those little, those are all little tasty, George Harrison riffs in there.
Lend Me Your Comb hit December 1957.
They're the same month then. They're on top of each other.
September versus the Lend Me Your Comb, December 23rd, 1957.
Wow. Now, do we know any stories of the Everly Brothers and any financial issues or songwriting things or something where they got?
They wrote some of their songs, not all of their songs. So they did. There's a lot of outside people writing, or they co-wrote or whatever. So, they toured well into the 70s. Famously, they had Simon and Garfunkel worshiped them, and when they did their reunion tour in the 80s, Simon and not only would the Everly Brothers didn't open for them, they did a set in the middle of the Simon and Garfunkel set.
Oh my God! By the way, it's
really that's awesome.
Yeah.
This day, 40 years ago, is the Central Park reunion of Simon and Garfunkel.
That was a big deal. Like, I watched it on TV. My mom was just like, she was way into it, and I watched it. Sure did.
But I guess with the Everly Brothers, what I was asking about is, didn't they? Again, I just remember hearing a snippet about it. Did the two brothers feud over some kind of financial thing? I'm gonna have to do more research and get back to this.
I don't know if it's that simple. I think I'm sick and tired of you. Like, they were on the road, obviously, to make money.
Yeah.
And I think it's like, that's fuck it. I'm not doing this anymore. And I think that's
of course they did. John owes me money. Like it.
Right, but I didn't know if there was some kind of issue where, like, I'm doing all the work. You're just carrying the bags, and you're the second. I'm doing. These are my songs.
So that's a good question, Tony. So, John, like, is there one of the Everly Brothers that's considered the talent?
No.
I wouldn't know it either. Right. I just like kind of like the brothers.
It's when you clap, is your right hand the talent?
Fair enough. You know what I mean, though? Like, he wrote the songs, or
that's what I was trying to find out.
Like the Gallagher brothers. It's pretty obvious there.
What about the Davies brothers?
Both of them are very talented. I mean, Ray might have a little more than the other, but
you only met which of the two did you meet? Ray, right?
Ray, yeah.
Yeah, so we're going with Ray. Money's in on Ray.
Dave lives in Hackensack.
What?
Yeah, he's been in Bergen County for.
But why Hackensack? What is that?
I'm going to Google it.
I had lunch with him over at Steaks and Stuff just the other day.
Okay, right now, Google Dave Davies, New Jersey. Okay,
for real.
And
Dave Davies lives in.
He might be in Fort Lee. Okay, or
all right, that's that's what
or
I mean.
Englewood. He might be in Englewood.
Yes. I want to say that. At least that's.
I'm terribly sorry. I'm sorry. Hackensack is just so much more fun to say.
Kinks, mama? And of course, this is NewJersey.com, which is Star Ledger.
Lives in Hackensack.
No, hold on. Let me just. This is just right off when I Google it. This is so Star Ledger. Kinks, mama? Dave Davies, now a Jersey boy. Boom. Because I get a Thursday Sunday subscription from those guys, and if you step foot in New Jersey, they will do a story on you.
Well, tell me. So when did he come here?
I gotta read through it. Why don't you guys keep chit chatting while I read through this?
Where does he live?
Oh, he's over at the Jackson Hole in Englewood.
Englewood. There we go.
He waited through Saturday morning crowd at the Jackson.
Get a hot dog.
Yeah, the Jackson Hole Diner in Englewood. I'll finish perusing.
Is it there? It's he might be British, but he loves a ripper.
He loves a Jersey hot dog.
Russ Hut. Hiram's up there.
His favorite pub.
Oh yeah, he's not going into Hiram's. He likes his New York style pizza. Well, I don't know why
he's great. Like Victoria, when I heard a Ray Davies song, I liked him, but I also liked the John Entwistle song, I did, and Dave was great, I liked his songs.
I think he's a great guitar player. I mean, right? He invented the power chord.
Oh, okay.
Plus he owns that, right? It's some of my favorite power chords anyway.
Real quick, it's because he's got a girl here in New Jersey. His longtime Rebecca Wilson, a New Jersey native and former journalist who met Davies via Skype. Yeah, so he's hooked up with this girl in New Jersey. That's why he's here. Now it's a woman, a few years younger than him.
Yeah, just a few. Come on, you're not telling the truth.
I know. Well, I'm being kind. Yeah.
Well, Keith's right over in Westchester or Connecticut, right?
Yeah, he's got himself a Staten Island girl.
Keith
Patty's from Staten Island.
Well,
there you go. Everybody wants to be around here.
Yeah,
you got it.
It's all about the hot dogs. Why don't you do a story about Dave?
I believe John Lennon himself said, well, of course I want to live in New York. In the Roman Empire, didn't you want to live in Rome?
I was kind of like but it's like me being snippy about Paul McCartney again. It was just like, it did take, like Lennon said that and lived it.
Yeah.
And McCartney took